You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
What is this anyway? Some kind of goddamn comic book? We got robots, we got cavemen, we got kung fu. Well, that's it, alright? I quit.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Hello.
Hello.
I take it you didn't hear any of that?
I heard it all.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I heard it all.
You heard it all, baby.
That look of shock on my face was the look of shock and awe of the description of the Eliminators.
No, there's no "the" in the title. That was my mistake growing up, because every time, I've told this story a few times on the show, every time I asked for this movie, I always got the Exterminator instead. I'd go there, I'd be like, do you have the Eliminators? And the guy would be like, yeah, I think I got that. And he'd take the movie and he'd be like, yeah, this is what you want, right, kid? I'm like, I don't know, I'm 8. So I take it home, I'd be like, Daddy, why is that man's head being cut off? Because that's not the movie I asked for. That's why. Oh, man. But yeah, this was a bad movie day candidate. We watched this one year. I believe this wasn't it wasn't an outdoor. This was during the winter. It was
during the winter, and we showed it the same night that we also showed Treasure of the Four Crowns.
That's right. That was the main event. That's right. You're right. Good memory on that.
Oh yeah. I remember.
We showed it here. We showed it here at my house. We did it down here in the basement.
Yep.
At the Guida household, and that was a good night. We had a good turnout for that. I think we had about 15 people that night.
Yeah, that was a big one.
It was a good one. But yeah, that was another one where just everyone's like, seriously, what the fuck? It's like, why do you come here? What do you think we're showing? You've heard the name of the show, right? We don't show good movies. That's the point. And then every time everyone would come to these things, can we watch a good movie? It's like, no, that's not what we do. And then we haven't done one in a while. We need to do one again.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. My intention was to coincide it with my son's birthday, because we always did an outdoor one in the spring, or in the summertime-ish, and in the fall, which October we did a couple. And my son's birthday is in October, and I was like, I got this great idea. Let's have a birthday party for my son, and then show a movie outside. Everyone's already here. It's kind of like rope them in, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is what we ended up doing at my sister-in-law's son's birthday party, because her son and my son, their birthdays 2 days apart, and we showed a movie outside. But it wasn't a bad one. So, oh well. The novelty is, it's not as good. Anyway, I'm rambling.
Yes, you are.
This week we're reviewing the film, we're going to try anyway, Eliminators, 1986.
Eliminators.
This film will be 30 years old next month.
Oh.
And I did a little research on the actors in the movie. All of the main characters are actually all still alive.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Even the old guy, Reeves, he's like 90-something. He's still kicking.
Roy Dotrice, yeah. And he was, so what I do is sometimes when we do these older films, I do like searches online and try to find interviews, old or new, with actors from these films,
right?
To see if they ever mention anything about the movie, because no one's interviewing somebody about the Eliminators. They're interviewing about something else. And one thing I kept coming up is I kept getting all these Starlog issues, Starlog magazine,
Okay.
Because you got Roy Dotrice, who was in Beauty and the Beast, the TV show, which was a huge cult show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ron Perlman and what's her face?
And you got Denise Crosby, who was in Star
Pet
Trek,
Cemetery,
Next Generation,
and Star Trek, and Pet Cemetery.
As far as Starlock, yeah, I mean the big thing as far as TV goes is that, and so yes, so those I kept getting all these hits because of those two, because when they would introduce them, they would just like list all the films they've been in, and Eliminators would end up in there somewhere. So it made it very hard to find anything out that actually had to do with the Eliminators, Eliminators, the movie.
And for the longest time growing up, I always thought that Denise Crosby, I always thought that was Helen Hunt. For some reason, I don't know why, even up to a few years ago, just thinking back, before we did the Bad Movie Day, I'm like, it's Helen Hunt, right? She won a fucking Oscar. She's goddamn Eliminators. And it's like, she did, Trancers and all that. I'm like, man, she really like made it out of the funk. And
I think I remember having that discussion with you.
Yeah,
yeah. And I remember like, I don't think that's Helen Hunt.
And I didn't like fight you on it, but I'm like, you know what? I think you're kind of right, but I don't know why I keep thinking it's Helen Hunt. And of course, it's not. I mean, they don't even really look alike, but in my brain, for some reason, I associated her with Helen Hunt. But
now, for me, the biggest thing. As far as the actors goes, is Patrick Reynolds, who plays the Mandroid.
Mandroid.
The Mandroid.
The Mandroid.
I mean, it's in the credits, it's Mandroid, but every time Reeves is like, "I want you to disassemble the Mandroid. Send the Mandroid." It's always the Mandroid. So I think, nobody else calls him Mandroids. That's really the only person. So really, it should be the Mandroid. But anyway, the Mandroid is played by Patrick Reynolds. And like, if you go to Patrick Reynolds on IMDb and you look up his biography,
I read it today.
Yeah, it's 12 paragraphs about how he's the grandson of R.J. Reynolds of the tobacco company, who has spent his entire life petitioning to have tobacco made illegal.
Now, I would imagine that he's been cut out of any kind of inheritance, or...
wasn't it the grandfather? I think he already got it, and that's how he spent his entire life doing that.
No wonder why he didn't bother really acting.
Well, it said that he did a documentary on tobacco, and then forget who it was. One of the a famous director approached him on it and said, "I like that," and next thing you knew, he was starring and stuff.
Oh wow, okay.
But just because he got involved in it because of doing the documentary about how tobacco's evil.
Well, it is. But
I'm not arguing.
Different story.
But
that's crazy. I read it today too. It's like, wow, this is a lot about the tobacco. It's like he probably wrote it himself, because the picture that he has it looks pretty recent. He obviously doesn't need to act. It just looked like he wrote that whole synopsis or his mini bio himself.
I mean, if you take a quick look at not his television stuff, but just his film stuff. Mandroid is his only real starring role. Other than that, he was a Hare Krishna in Airplane, the movie. Oh, God. He was a bodybuilder in Pumping Iron, and he was a dancer in Xanadu. So this guy gets around.
Oh, wow. Xanadu. Oh, man. All good challenges, I might add. Although I do have a recommendation. I don't know what you have lined up for me, but I have a recommendation.
I have a challenge.
Okay.
Which is weird, but I want to try it on you because I'll get to that later. But so, Eliminators is probably the quintessential kids 80s film. Yeah, you're with me on that, right? It's a kids film.
Yeah, it's rated PG.
It was shot to be a kids film.
Well, now here's the thing of it too. It came out in 86. RoboCop came out in 87.
Yeah.
The whole Mandroid thing. Do you think anyone got whiff of, Paul Verhoeven? He's making this movie called RoboCop. They got a real budget, but
I would not put it past it. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And maybe even I don't even think a ripoff as far as much as like whatever they're coming together with stuff is like and they're doing that robot cop thing. We need to do a robot film.
Yeah, that's right. But let's
we don't
have
have the
time
budget.
travel. We really don't have the budget.
Yeah, let's do time travel, but make sure that time travel is not actually involved in the main action of the film.
Nope. Let's not even
All
bother.
the time travel that takes place in the film is either in a flashback, off screen, or like in one instance at the end. Everything else is like, oh yeah, he time travel. Yeah, okay, time travel.
Yeah, he's in his mobile part of his Mandroid suit, the tank
Mobile
part,
unit. Yeah.
the mobile unit. Man, does that look bad. He's like He's going downstairs and he's holding onto it for his dear life. Don't fall out. Don't fall out. Don't fall out.
Well, it's just another example of a film getting a cool idea, but then not being able to pull it off properly. So they show it and then immediately write it out of the script. I mean, if you take the whole man tank thing,
Right.
you could sum it up in he drives the man. He says, "I need the man tank." He gets in the man tank, drives around for 5 minutes and shoots stuff. Then he parks it and proceeds to spend the rest of the movie on foot.
Yeah.
Then an hour later, he goes back to where he parked it, drives it for 2 minutes, and then wipes it out.
Yeah.
It's like the car in the Punisher film.
Oh,
It's like the same thing.
yeah.
Oh, here's my armored car. Five minutes later, bam! Oh, I wrecked my armored car. Good, we got that out of the fucking.
And then,
way.
of course, 2 years prior to this, James Cameron did the film The Terminator. So it was like this. They had that. It's like right after Terminator comes out, they're like, we got to do a robot film, and then right before RoboCop's like, shit, we really got to do this fucking robot movie. We got to get this shit out because we're running out of fucking time.
So,
And of course, it's a January film. Which we should do that episode soon. We always do a January episode where we take a look at the films that are
maybe
coming
next
out.
episode.
Maybe, yeah, sure. It should be this month at some point.
But I mean, like the only budget they have really for the Mandroid is the man tank mobile unit, which again is dangerous as shit and probably a little scary. So they shoot it 3 or 4 times and then write it out of the script. And then his removable arm, which he changes every 5 minutes through the whole film, just to remind you.
It's like, I'm a robot.
Yeah, because when your budget is like $1 million and you blow half of that on a removable arm, you're gonna fucking use the removable arm. Because at least that's not gonna kill the actor going down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
But I mean, the basic plot is the movie opens up to a really bad like video opening credits montage.
Oh, it's trying to be Terminator. It's really like with the focus on like the red eye and it's just.
Have you ever seen? They get like these films from the 70s or 80s where they would take them, like a distribution company would get them, and they will replace the actual opening credits to the film with their own.
Yeah.
And so they show footage that's totally unrelated to the movie, and like the credits are really shitty. It's like on a toaster or something, and video toaster. And this film feels like he took the movie from somebody else and put his own opening credits over it last minute. It looks that bad. It's like a shit.
Fucking awful.
It's like he usurped the video distributors and gave himself his own shitty opening for his own film. Said, "There, I already did it for you. Just take it and put it on video."
It's so bad.
But so it opens up with the Mandroid, presumably having just come back from ancient Rome.
That's right.
With
Tanada, the Tanada is the character's name.
Who's also isn't he the scientist from Buckaroo? No, that's a different guy.
No, he was in what the fuck was he in? Shit. I just pulled up his bio. Hold on, I got it right here.
Red Sonja, Kung Pao.
Red Sonja, Kung Pao, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. He was in Bill and Ted. He was Confucius. But he was in Bachelor Party. Japanese businessman.
Oh, there's that. Honestly, I think I recognize him from Kentucky Fried Movie.
Was he in? Yes, he was.
Yes,
he was the technician, Fistful of Yen.
I honestly think he's the one that goes, "Toy robot," which is my favorite part of that whole film. I don't know why, but the toy robot part of A Fistful of Yen is my favorite part of that whole movie. And I've shown it to people. I fast forward and said, wait, here's my favorite part of the whole film. And I play that part, and then I just get blank stares. So I don't get it. See, it's a toy robot! But yeah, that's why I recognize him. I'm pretty sure he's the one that says toy robot.
Toy robot?
And yeah, the second one. Not the first one. The second one is a toy robot.
Yeah.
And he meets the same fate. So that's
yeah,
funny.
That's right. We also have a movie challenge. It was Dale Rowntree. He challenged us to a film, a Kirk Cameron movie, and he says he would like for us to do a Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
Challenged. I'll Dale. I'm sorry. I'll find it, and we will do it because I do love. Oh, you already have the film.
Here's the funny thing, because Dale, I saw that post. Thank you, Dale, for the suggestion. It's a great idea. I was on a similar path, kind of. We intersected because in the past few weeks, I've gotten on a Christian film kick, where I really want to start doing Christian films. And the Kirk Cameron film is a holiday Christian film. Christian being it's Christian propaganda. Not that it's actually, has to do with Christian.
It's like you'll burn in hell if you don't believe in God stuff. Yeah,
not necessarily, but definitely strong on preaching Christian.
It's definitely I'm better than you kind of thing going on though.
Well, you know what it is. Most Christian films, not to get off base, but I mean, there are a lot of films out there that have a Christian message or have a religious message that aren't necessarily Christian. What I think of as the Christian film genre are ones that are specifically driving home the idea that God is good, and usually the enemies in these films are college professors, atheists, kids that like rock music. Really, it's like a Jack Chick pamphlet on the big screen. That's what I think of a Christian film. And we actually reviewed a Christian film a while ago. We did. It was the one with
we did a couple, didn't we? Oh no, it was House.
House.
Yeah,
yes.
That was. It was episode 5. It was our Halloween episode. We did a bunch of films, and House was one of them.
I'm just going off out of memory, but I believe the film was based on a novel by, I think the name was Ted Dekker, but he's one of the big names in Christian novels.
I think you're right. That sounds very familiar. God, that was episode 5.
When Michael Madsen.
Fucking throwback.
Poor Michael Madsen.
Poor Michael Madsen. That must have been his feuding time with Quentin Tarantino.
I think that was his, I fucked up everything, I need money now time. Which is
pretty much.
It was like a 10-year period there, give or take.
Ouch.
I don't even think it was I haven't read much into it because I don't follow the gossip stuff, but right. I mean, from what I read and stuff, I think it was like a combination of like Tarantino not using him in a film, and I think it was a time where he needed the money, so he took it personally.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And so it kind of like a feud came out. It wasn't really a feud as much as like he took it personally and then treated him that way. One of those things that get blown out, like any relationship. Anyway. So
he's in the Hateful Eight, right? He is. Yes, he is.
Now, I'm trying to remember the name of the film that's based on because I haven't looked up anything on it, but I know the film he's remaking. It's about a chain gang of criminals, and it's an actual Italian film he's remaking. It's like with Django, and okay. I haven't read any. All I know is the name of the film, and I know what he's doing.
I don't want to know anything.
But I used to have it. I used to have a bootleg back when I was trading videos.
Because somebody that I know came. We were talking about it, and he said to me, he goes, "The trailer doesn't look very good." I said, "I don't care. I don't care about what the trailer looks like." I go, "I'm telling you, don't go by that." Because there's so and I'm defending Quentin Tarantino without seeing the film just because his history is so good. His track record, that's the better word. His track record is so good. So I told him, I go, "Listen, don't pay attention to the trailer. Expect the reason why it doesn't look that good as far as how the trailer's put together is because there is so much going on that to put anything quote unquote good on the screen that is going to entice you that much, they're going to give something away. Something is going to have to be shown, and it's not that kind of film. You definitely want to go into that movie knowing as little as possible. Know that Kurt Russell is a badass, and that Jennifer Jason Leigh is probably going to give an extremely solid performance, possibly even an Oscar-nominated one for
what is it
supporting
called?
actress.
What eight? What eight?
The Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. I got to find out the name of the film if I'm right about him remaking this film. I'll look that up on the side while we're talking. Right. But anyway, the
one of my favorite parts is on the screen right now, where they're in the car, they're ready to like drive to go to Mexico, and all he's wearing is a fedora, a trench coat, but they don't bother to cover up his red eye. You can literally see it a mile away. Are you talking to me? You need some body work. Oh, they're talking about the car. You talking to me? Oh, and his one-liner is awful. I'll give you some body work. And then blows up a car.
You're the one who needs body work.
Yeah, they're right.
Well, all right, well, back up a bit. So,
God. Then it's like slow motion, fade out, explosion.
I want to walk through this. I want to walk through this because I think the progression gives a lot to the story. The Mandroid goes back in time, is sent back to Rome for a reason we're not revealed yet, and then the evil Dr. Reeves says, dismantle the Mandroid, he's of no use to me anymore. Which doesn't make sense to me because he still has this whole security staff guarding his compound, and I'm pretty sure the Mandroid could do a far better job than the are you ready for some football guy and the other rednecks he's got working for him.
Yeah.
So dismantle the multi-million-dollar piece of equipment that is like a one-man wrecking machine army, but let's keep the hillbillies with the shotguns guarding my fortress. Not a good call. So the Dr. Tanada tries to save him, dies in the process, always happens. Mandroid escapes, and before Tanada dies, he tells him he must tell this colonel, who turns out to be Denise Crosby, whatever. Warn her about him. So, like you said, he leaves Mexico dressed as a gunfighter.
The Django. This is to say, he leaves dressed as Django.
Now, Denise Crosby's playing Nora Hunter. Apparently, she's a colonel scientist, and she's developing teleportation technology. So, of course, they only have a father-son team guarding the entire building.
Yeah, and obviously the father is just completely disinterested other than anything in his headphones.
He's 2 weeks away from pension.
Oh, we got like a power surge going on at the fence. Should we check it out? Nah, it's probably a cat. It's like, wow. Holy shit, man.
He's 2 weeks from pension. He only got the kid the job because Uncle Pete was bugging him about it. So fine, I got him the fucking job. But I don't need him to hear him talking because I'm just waiting out until retirement. So she's developing teleporting cute robots, whatever. He gets her and tells her that the doctor she thought was dead is alive, and so she decides she's going to go with him. She wants to find him. Mandroid wants to kill him because he's taken the whole dismantling thing a little personally.
A little bit.
Right. So they have to go back to Mexico where the Mandroid just left. Mandroid probably could have just stayed there, snuck around the back of the building and killed Reeves, but he took the long route.
Probably the best idea.
Right. So they get to Mexico and decide they need a guide. Now, apparently in Mexico, you're really hard-pressed to find many Mexicans. Because I counted 3 the entire time we were in Mexico.
Yeah, you're probably.
Now, it looks like more, but I think some of the extras played more than one part. I'm pretty sure I saw the same guy get shot twice.
I know they recycled scenes.
And music. And score.
And music. Oh, yeah.
There's like 3 score, or like at least 3 parts where you hear the score swell. It's like, all right, I've heard that in 20 different films. And I'm not a music person, so I can't name them off the top of my head, but when you hear them, it's like, oh, yeah.
It's like when we did Last American Virgin, you didn't notice that they played like the same songs twice. It's like, it's even, I don't want to say more, it's not more apparent in here, but if you have an ear for that kind of thing, you
Scores are
know
different.
that they
Yeah.
definitely recycled it.
And this wasn't like, oh, this score was in another film, and I recognize it. This was, oh, that piece of music's been in 25 other fucking films. It's buried in my subconscious. I'll die with that theme song in the back of my head. That's
Right.
how obvious it was.
Probably public domain. That's probably why.
Or
Free.
I don't know about maybe public domain, or maybe this like whatever studio they get their license from. I mean, maybe it comes like a group package. Like once if you're going for copy, I don't know how it works. I don't know how music copyright works. It's all a mystery to me. It's magic.
Right.
I don't get it.
It's movie magic.
Yeah. So, and I love the whole concept of a woman walks into a bar, and I guess this only happens in Mexico, and says, "I'm looking for the toughest man in this bar," and immediately everybody jumps in for the job, not even knowing what the job is. Decide, okay, I'm going to win.
Yes, I'm going to
Now-
beat the shit out of everyone.
Denise Crosby, she's an attractive woman. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know if she's the kind of woman that everybody at the bar is going to fight for her just because she's a woman. I think there should be,
Maybe in that kind of bar, though.
I mean, she didn't. if she'd put a dollar amount out first and then said and fight for it or something, but it just seemed it was fun. Don't get me wrong; it's a fun bar fight.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I enjoyed it.
And of course, the winner is our through deceit is our hero Harry Fontana. Great fucking name.
Yeah, it's a good name. Obviously, they're going with the Indiana Jones type. They're just something that rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
But Harry Fontana, it just
Yeah, that's great.
it's a good name.
I'm not even being facetious. I love the name Harry Fontana. It's like fuck. I wish I thought of that name. It's a great name. And
And like I said, I want to hear your challenge, but I have a recommendation, and
Okay.
it is based off of Harry Montana. That's the connection.
mine is too, but mine's weird. So bear with me.
Mine's weird.
Now,
Maybe
actor,
maybe it's the same one. That'd be cool.
Doubt it. I doubt it.
Probably.
The actor is Andrew Prin,
Prin,
uh,
who's 80.
80, and
He's
still
50 when he
working.
did this.
He was in the Lords of Salem. God help us.
Oh
And,
God, I still haven't seen that yet. I'm backlogged
don't
2
don't
years
bother.
on movies.
Tell you
No,
what.
I gotta watch it.
No,
Come on.
tell you what, next time you want to watch it, just call me and I'll bitch about it for 15 minutes, and then that'll be the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I just save yourself some time. But he's a veteran television actor. If you go down his
And
his
stage
list-
as well. His stage
Well,
stuff. He's
yes,
almost more known for that.
Sure, but I don't give a shit about stage acting. So
I'm just saying he's a decorated actor.
what I mean is, like, if you scroll down what he's been in from the 1950s through now, he's been in TV show after TV show. He's been in every single TV show ever made, roughly. I mean,
Pretty much.
except maybe Sledgehammer or Lost. other than those two, I mean, anything that's quintessential to that time period in the 90s, Murder, She Wrote, Dallas, in the 80s. You keep going back down. He was in V, Trapper John, The Fall Guy. Fucking just name a TV show. There's a 10% chance he was in an episode. He's that much of an actor. And, so he's got a great, I'm sure he plays roughly the same kind of guy in a lot of these films. And I like his character in this film.
I like his character in this movie too. You can't help
Even
but
though-
not like him. He's very
And of course-
likable.
And he's supposed to be likable. I get that. Now, even though I do question the ease at which he goes from money-grubbing opportunist to let me risk everything to battle a villain I don't even know.
It's all for pussy. Come on. Let's get
Kinda.
real.
And if they had played that up a little bit more, it would have been a bit more believable. But again,
it's true.
it's a kid's movie, so he had to go in for a smooch. So that's
I like that scene though. That's a good scene. Because they're indigenous, or they were actually what were they, Cro-Magnon or Neanderthals? Yeah.
In my notes, I just wrote I was under a Cro-Magnon. It's like, yeah, they're fucking cavemen. We know they're cavemen.
And Reeves
that's-
brought them back in time, probably.
Yeah, which I don't know why.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I mean,
They can't be controlled.
now in the beginning, he sends Mandroid back, and he sends him out there, and he comes back with a shield, and
Right.
he's acting like, and the way he says it is like, it's only successful if he comes back with proof. that like he was just hoping he'd come back from that would prove that he was back in time.
Right.
I pieced together the concept that he was trying to get him to go to a specific time and needed proof that he was actually in the Roman era. Because the question is, all right, that couldn't have been just proof he went back in time, because then where'd all the fucking ape men come from? So that poses.
And who did he send to go get them? I mean, he's running out of people.
That's why the humorous origins of that comes to mind, is that he kept sending Mandroid back in time to and ask for proof of where he's coming from, and every time he comes back, he'd bring back another fucking caveman. That's the 10th one. That's the 10th one. All right, I mean, what else? Of course, what else could he bring back? A rock? No, the only thing he's going to bring back to prove what time he's in is bring back the fucking caveman. So right. He's like, well, what do I do with the caveman? Well, just throw him out in the wild, because I could care less about. I'm going to have the Mandroid killed, but I'm not going to kill a defenseless caveman. Throw him out and let him fend on his own. Yeah,
they're stupid. Let them fend for themselves. They'll figure it out.
Calibrate the machine, and you can almost see him with all right, listen, Mandroid, listen. All right, now you need to bring back evidence of the time period you're in. That's not a caveman. Read my lips. Not a caveman. Extra back. What the fuck did I tell you? What did I tell? There's a whole movie right there.
Yeah.
The name of the film, you just call it Not Another Caveman. That's it.
Yeah, and he just, you could put in the film, he threatens to not. It's like, if he brings back one more fucking caveman, I'm sending you back in time, you fuck.
And then the irony is, he finally brings back something that's not a caveman. It's like, all right, kill the Mandroid now.
Yes, he's finally delivered what I want.
Yeah. Which was
is
what?
a Roman shield.
A caveman.
Yeah.
Not a caveman.
He's just looking, it's magnificent. It's like, it only took you 17 times. Yeah. Maybe he should stop sending him back to fucking 1. Now, and he comes back, he goes, do you remember anything? He's like, no, I don't.
No. I think that was intentional, though. They never get into it, but I had the feeling like he was like purposely blocking his memory, so he didn't remember where he went. Which again...
Yet, let's not cause a paradox or anything. First of all, it's like you don't send someone back and just sneakily go get a shield. You send a fucking Mandroid back with lasers. It's like, all right, when's the paradox start? I mean, it's gonna happen eventually, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What was I supposed to say? Wait, brings back. I forgot. I had something there with the shield, going back for the shield, and I can't think of.
Well, we were talking about Reeves, and Reeves. They should stop sending him back to year 1.
I don't know. Yeah, but I just.
You lost it.
I lost it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry.
So when Harry Fontana decides he's going to take these guys on his boat, no questions. I thought he should have asked more questions to be more ironic about the name of the boat. A good 45 minutes of the film takes place in Mexico swampland.
Just getting there.
I mean, it's like a journey. It's almost like they're in the jungle, except they're in Mexico.
Which is my recommendation is heavily. Well, we'll get to it. So
they're in the uncharted part of Mexico.
There's 70 miles of uncharted, Mexican forest and water. We need a guide. I need the toughest guide in here.
Are there parts of Mexico that aren't charted?
I didn't think so.
I'm pretty sure the Aztecs did that as they were fucking everything up. Or no, the other people that did when they fucked up Mexico. Mexico's been around for a while. I'm pretty sure it's pretty well charted, at least to the point where you know where not to go.
Yeah, and considering this is supposed to, you get the feeling that it's supposed to take place in the future, that it's not 1986.
No, I had the feeling it was 1986.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think it was trying to be in the future.
No, I just thought her research and the Mandroid and...
all that's fucking stupid. Believe me.
Well, yes.
Again, she has a robot teleporting, and it's like, she's just fiddling with it at her desk as Larry and Moe guard the front of the building.
This
isn't
no
a
big
top
deal.
security. It's a far cry from T2 where they've got this the microchip in the fucking steel vault. Like, oh no, I've cracked teleportation, and apparently the person I worked for invented time travel, but we're pretty low key on the whole security thing. You know? Shoes are optional. I mean, that's how cool we are.
He bastardized my work. No offense, none taken. Wow.
Yeah, the dialogue was pretty ham-fisted, but again, when you consider But when you consider the film, I mean, there's really no getting around it. They knew they were going for a PG audience. This is a kid's film. Otherwise, why do you have the cute robot and the the Mandroid on his mobile unit tank? This is whole. And then, and I know you're just one of your favorite parts of the film too. Like 45 minutes into the film, the Mandroid separates from the crew, wandering through the forest, and while they're fighting cavemen, he stumbles upon a ninja.
Yeah. Conan Lee, which let's break it down. Let's break Joey's childhood down real quick. All right. Mm-hmm. The reason why I wanted this film, so many times going to the video store, getting the wrong movie, getting The Exterminator all the time. There were so many things in the trailer that made me, just want this film. You got ninjas, robots, hot lady, explosions. It's like time travel. It's all there. It's just like when you say it's a kid's film, it really is. They maybe didn't intend for it to be so much.
No, they did.
But
I mean, you can this is the kind of film where you can almost see like the writer, like the two. Even if it's just one writer, they're working with the director, producer, or somebody, and you get to see them like, all right, what we need now is like something else. You know what? Let's throw a ninja in there. What? We need a ninja.
Yeah,
we got the
we'll make him the son of Tanada, the Asian guy that dies in the beginning. That's friends with the Mandroid. Well, okay.
Well, they changed that. The first draft of the script, it was like a Russian guy. So no. Turn him to Japanese. We kill him, and then the son comes back, and he's a ninja. That makes sense. Okay.
Is he turning Japanese?
I really think so.
Is he turning Japanese?
I really think so.
Okay. And of course, Conan Lee, who was kind of he wasn't a big star, but they really wanted to make him one, and it just didn't work out. And if anyone's just listening to this, and that we did Jim Cotta last episode, that was my connection for the challenge to this. It was just a straight up actor connection. He was one of the ninjas in Jim Cotta, and that's why I challenged this to Scott. But yeah, I mean, this had all of that. Specifically the ninjas. I was like in this ninja phase growing up as a kid, where it was like, what's his face? The guy that did Revenge of the Ninja. He did Pray for Death. He did, Ninja 3, The Domination. Shinobi, or whatever his name is.
Stop.
What?
What you'll do is you'll say the wrong name and you'll get that in my head and I won't be able to think of it. Sonny Shiba.
It's not Sonny Chiba.
Sonny Shiba?
It's Sho Kasugi.
Sho Kasugi. See that you did that. I hate when people do that. Well, they'll say, "Yeah, it's that guy whose name I don't know the name," and they'll throw a bunch of stuff out, and then my head latches onto that, and I can't think of the real name. And so, and what happened? You said Sonoshibi, and I was like, "Oh, Sonny Shiba, that's what he means." And then that fucking got stuck. You wouldn't stop. I asked you to stop, but you wouldn't stop.
I said Shinobi.
Shinobi.
Which Shinobi is a fucking video game from the 80s.
Right.
It's a ninja video game.
And only reason that anything close to that would come in my head is because you said it first.
Oh my god, I said Shinobi.
Now, yeah. I mean, he never really became a big actor. He was in a bunch of stuff in like the 80s and 90s. The one thing I like is that he was in Tiger on Beat, which is one of my favorite Italian fat films.
Okay.
Which that has the shotgun trick. My personal favorite.
Oh wow.
And,
cool.
and actually,
that's
Tiger
right.
on, I think Tiger on Beat is actually, I don't know if it's a remake or if the American version is a remake, but it's Running Scared.
Oh, the one with Billy Crystal and.
Yes, it's the same plot.
And
and I forget which one came first, but one of them is a ripoff.
Gregory Hines. Billy Crystal, Gregory Hines. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be either way. Remember when that was the big film? Wow.
Yeah, 1985.
And no one remembers it. Yeah.
Well, we do, and that's
Back
what
when Billy
counts.
Crystal was like funny.
Was he ever
That-
funny?
Well, kinda.
He was,
You know,
I
that
kind,
was-
you know what? I almost kind of like Billy Crystal even now, almost.
You know what? I like Billy Crystal like I like um the Hispanic comedian, The Pest.
Oh, John Leguizamo.
I like Leguizamo. Don't like him as a comedian. Like him as a funny actor. You put him in a film, I love him. He actually tries to do his own funny shit. Just
Right.
stop. Let's go. Let's move on. Billy Crystal's great, but then when he starts doing his comedy shtick, and it's like, yeah, you know what? It's like you're still, you know, it's interesting that you grew up with vaudeville, but things have changed, and that's not funny anymore. Shut the fuck up. But what I was going to say is the only other thing I can think of that's like very noticeable is that Conan Lee played one of the four fathers in Lethal Weapon 4.
That's right. I do
Which
remember.
I never noticed until I looked back on this, watching this
Yeah,
film.
I saw the credit, and I was like, oh shit, and then it hit me. Yeah, today when I was doing some homework on Conan Lee.
I think he's the one
But,
that gets shot. I don't remember.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
Well, I think more than one of them gets shot, so there's good odds then.
Well, yeah, you got a 25% chance, or 50%, because I think two of them get shot. The other two don't. I don't. You know what? We're not reviewing that movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, so they find the ninja, and he's like, "Well, I'm trying to find my father." So
Right,
about
and I love the
Then I
trailer.
get-
Each one of them has special skills that they will need to use to get Reeves. It's like, what? They're all using their special skills, including the ninja.
the ninja's special skills are control over the speed of the camera,
Yeah,
because he can slow it down, he can reverse it. Very, very versatile.
that's right. He's gonna karate chop
honestly-
you to the balls.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll get to that. I mean, honestly, because when you first find him, like he's catching fish in midair, and
Yeah,
And now I read in the alternate versions on IMDb that there are different alternate versions of this film based on the amount of the nunchuck scene that's in the film.
really.
Yeah, it was the weirdest
And
thing.
you know what? And speaking of IMDb, yet again, 2 weeks in a row, they do not have the real movie poster for this film.
Yeah, what the? And it's an easy to find poster.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And it's a great poster. It's fucking epitome of like 80s movie posters. It's great. It beats all that Photoshop shit out today.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Again, fucking IMDb. But it says under the alternate version that there's 2 or 3 different versions. There's one version where the nunchuck sequence is cut out altogether, and then there's a shortened version, and then a longer version that's still short by 3 seconds. And all I know is that in the version we saw, whatever version that might be,
Who the fuck is getting these different versions?
well, that's what I'm saying. Is
I mean, is
and-
this like cut up for TV? Like maybe different parts of the world cut it up differently?
It's saying just the one scene, and I don't know because the one that I watched, and I'm pretty sure you have the same version. He pulls out the nunchucks when he fights off 2 cavemen, and the whole scene is like 5 seconds, like they're done.
Right.
So all I can think of is that maybe, perhaps, the nunchuck scene, if it goes longer, is not as impressive as it should be.
Nah.
Like maybe he drops them or something. I don't know.
Well, here,
I
you
can't
know
think
what?
of any other reason to trim that scene.
I have 2 separate copies of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
One that I have is a 3.5 gig rip, okay, that I borrowed from the internet. It in the top right-hand corner or top left-hand corner, it says MGM. So this is obviously ripped from like satellite or cable or whatever. Now, that film, let's see, is there a time difference? How long is that movie? That movie is 1 hour, 31 minutes, 28 seconds. And then the film that I'm showing everyone is, bear with me. I'll tell you exactly how long it is. Here we go. That version of the film that's actually on in the background, 1 hour, 34 seconds. So there's a difference of 6 seconds. Now, That
All
could
right.
be nothing. It could be nothing.
IMDb is saying that the cut version is cut
not-
by 31 seconds because the scene is completely missing. There's a later version that features a longer print, and the introduction of the weapon can be seen, though 10 seconds are removed from the rest of that sequence. I think that's the one we have, or at least the one I watched.
Well, you know what? We definitely have a cut version of some kind because IMDb also says that the official runtime of this movie is 96 minutes.
And how long is ours?
91. One is a VHS. One is a VHS copy, and the other one is, it seems like, ripped from cable.
Now, if it's a UK version, though, I don't know if that makes much of a difference. The frame rate, I mean, that does shorten it a bit, but I don't know if it would shorten it by that many minutes.
True. Yeah, IMDb says 96 minutes. The wiki page says 96 minutes. So we have obviously this has been edited for time.
Motherfucker!
I hate that shit.
We have to find an uncut version.
The fucking movies that I have do not make my collection. Yeah, it's my phone. I'm sorry. No, you know what it is? I made a post about eating a stink bug, and everyone's just responding to it.
Of course they did.
Let me put that over there. Yeah, Mayor said Mayor couldn't stop laughing, and that hurt. That hurt a little bit. She's, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. It's like, you know what? I just ate half a fucking stink bug that was in the salad you purchased.
Because if she ate a stink bug and you were laughing uncontrollably, that would have been totally acceptable.
Oh my God. I would not be doing the show with you right now. It would have had to have waited.
Anyway, speaking of the nunchucks,
Yeah.
Here's my question. How come the arrows that the caveman shot sounded like lasers?
Dude, because you know what? It's like we spent all this money on laser effects. We need to use them.
I feel like they didn't want to do any actual Foley, so everything was done by like digitized synthesizer. Like it was cheaper. Because we're talking 80s. That's when the synthesizer was big. And because also when Fontana gets his machete out and he's cutting the branch so she can swim out of the plane,
right.
I swear it sounds like a whip. So whoosh, whoosh. It's like, we'll fix it in post. So that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet t-shirt contest right here.
Oh, there's a wet t-shirt. You knew that was coming.
Well, I mean, it had to. It's like, why wear a bra? You're in the jungle. Who needs that extra uncomfort? You don't.
Now after they take the boat to the land and fight the cavemen, he comes to his man tank. He's like, oh, that's where I parked it. And of course you're thinking, well, dude, we all could have ridden that all the way here. What the fuck? And then after he gets that, all of a sudden, and I wrote my notes here, that all of a sudden they were attacked by the cast of Megaforce.
Oh, man.
And then he wipes out the man tank, and then they have another run-in with the Are you ready for some football, hillbilly? Are you ready for some football?
Who gets... Now, the scene where Reeves is mad at him because he fucked up the Cuvados, or the name of the boat. He's working on like new technology. He's got a new arm, and he's like pointing it at him, and he just like zaps him and levitates him with it. Whoever whoever was coordinating that scene, it's like, listen, we need the extra heavy stuff, the wiring, because we're not going to be able to lift this guy otherwise. It's like, it makes you think, it's like, why didn't they just do the other guy who weighs 95 pounds? Not this guy who weighs 320 pounds.
Now, in that scene, when he comes in, he shocks him and covers his whole body in electricity. He drops to the ground. He drags him across the ground with the electricity. Then, after he's done telling him what happened, he grabs him by the neck with a ball of electricity and lifts him in the air, puts him down again. Now, all that, all right, bullying the henchman, yeah, that's part of the parcel of being an evil villain.
Right.
Then, at the last minute, he does a shock thing and grabs his nuts for a second and then lets go. And I was like, all right, you know what? The nut shot, totally uncalled for. That's when I walk. Really? And like, it's It was almost like, I wonder if I can grab his balls. I can. This is working great.
Oh, this is a scene where she gets out of the water and she's like totally wet t-shirt. You could see through it, everything, and he's not really making a face until she turns his back and changes, where you don't see anything.
She turns her back.
That's what I meant. She turns her back.
Side boob. There's side boob.
Yeah, but you know what? You actually see more in the wet t-shirt. So it's like, why is he now like, oh my? It's like,
I get it. I get it.
I get why they did it, but I would much rather see the wet t-shirt.
Well, she took that away from him, so there you go.
Even the Mandroid's like, if I had a dick.
Actually, she looks over and catches him watching. He's like, yeah, what about it?
Yeah, I have no dick. No problem here, lady.
Actually, the perfect metaphor for it, he looks down, and he's like, his grappling hook still hasn't reeled in all the way. It's like it's hanging there limp. It's like, that's pretty much it, lady.
Yeah, yeah. Worry about the Fontana guy.
I'm missing half my brain. I'm the least of your worries.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. When she first finds him, she says, "Oh, you're just operating on normal brain activity. Can we keep it that way?" Sure, Mandroid.
Like, no.
It's like, it's like, wow. Did someone get a copy of the RoboCop script? I mean, is that what happened?
You're operating on 25% of your organic brain matter. You're like smarter than everybody I know.
The flashbacks to the Roman times, which is obviously in the same jungle that they're walking through. They just set up somewhere different.
Like, weird how the Roman times look. Later on, you find out the whole Tanada and Mandroid had pulled a huge prank on him. Says, yeah, I got it on eBay. Just carry it back and tell him you got it.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been. We take him down. So listen, he bought the whole thing, but he's fucking losing. He wants me to kill you. Yeah, no, I thought we could string this out for a couple of months. You better get the hell out of here. I thought this should go on forever, but now,
Yeah, Reeves is getting pissed. You need to fucking leave.
So, yeah, now that's the weird thing, too, because he kills, like, what seems to be the only other scientist working with him.
Right.
Then when you see him again, his face is like, because when you've seen him in the beginning, his face is all droopy. He's like, no one ever had compassion for me and my ugly face. And then when you come back again, he's got the new arm he's putting on. And I'm thinking, did you cut off your own arm and install that yourself? Because you can't do that. It's not just like you build a bodysuit. You're putting cybernetic parts in placing your own body parts. And at the end of the film, when they show up, in the course of like one day, he's got a full body, like mega body of robot stuff. It's like, how did you do that? What? No. I mean, that would take some time, even for like healing and recheck. You're stretching it. The time travel thing, I'm buying that. No.
Yeah, no. Between him escaping and coming back, maybe a week. And
his face is perfect. Like, he fixes his face too. So
it's like got fresh stitches and.
No, stitches are gone by the end of the film.
That's right. They are gone by the end of the movie.
By the end of it, it's like, wow, you just like you're 30 years younger and fuck time travel. How'd you do that to your face? Holy shit!
That's right. You should contact Revlon and just be a billionaire.
Doing plastic surgery on his own face?
Yeah.
Of that extent, because it was hanging off in the beginning.
He's talented. No, he's got the talent.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah. So eventually the ninja, the robot, the scientist, and the Indiana Jones wannabe get together and decide they're going to stop this evil genius from exploiting his time travel technology. And Fontana he's a little disturbed at first, but once she explains to him that what's going on, he really jumps on the whole time travel thing real easily. So, obviously he's going to abuse the time travel. And I wish he'd been a little bit more doubtful. So, I'm still holding out for treasure. Gotta be.
That's right. Everyone's out here for Aztec gold. It's like,
I would honestly I would love to see a remake of this film, and just because I can just see the Harry Fontana character just twisted a bit more. Says, all right, time travel, whatever. He's going back and he's bringing back gold. There's gold. I'm coming for the gold. treasure, antiques. That's what that's about. Yeah, I'm fucking coming. I get there. I'm still holding it to my third of the share. A little bit more. The save the day thing has to come at the last moment, like almost. It was too easy. But again, it's a kids' film. I can give it that. My favorite scene of the whole film, and it's cheesy and stupid, but I thought it was done perfectly, is when they go into tunnel and there's the spinning fan, and the ninja's like, "I got this," and they slow it down so he dives through the blades. All right. On the surface, it's a stupid gimmick. Okay, we slow the camera down. The blades are going slower. He jumps through it. It fucking works perfectly.
Doesn't he stare at it too, where he like kind of slows it down in his own mind?
Like he's watching it to get the patterns. It's done flawlessly. It's like it's not a bad special effect. It's just camera editing. And I thought, even watching it like this week, rewatching it when you're challenged it, I'm like, that's flawless. It's just it works. It's great. It's just like the cheapest special effect in the film, and I thought it made me believe he was a ninja diving through that fan.
Well, you know what I would have loved if they just and they would never do it. If they just did an alternate take of that where it turns him into hamburger, that would have been fantastic.
That'd be great if Harry decides, "Oh, I'm next." He dives through. No, I have to disable it first.
And you're just standing over his hamburger corpse, and be like, "Oh shit."
They could do it where it's like, "Oh, that was great. How'd you do that?" It doesn't answer, and like the parts slide apart.
it just, yeah. That I would have loved that. Oh man.
Oh yeah, but before they get there, here's the last part I really have trouble with, because again, a lot of it I'm buying. Again, if you buy my whole theory about him bringing back the cavemen over and over again, I get the fact that they're living out there. The time travel thing's kind of cool. I get that.
He just got his balls zapped. It's at that scene.
Totally uncalled for, unacceptable, totally out of bounds.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, and just because he doesn't even do anything with it, it's like an afterthought. It's like, you're nuts there. If he had done that first, and I'm mad at you. It was almost like, by the way, you might as well just look tugged him a couple times. It is creepy. And what are you thinking? Are you getting ready for the Roman times? Because
Caligula much?
Hey, try hot walnuts.
Ooh, nice. Anyway, you were saying.
I was saying, but the one part that I was like, okay, you know what? You're really kind of stretching it for me, is when she sends, and again, it's a kid's film because they call the cute little robot Spot. Yeah, all right, I get it. Yeah, it's definitely a kid's film.
Right.
They send him out to do reconnaissance. He comes back all haywire and shooting stuff, and Ninja slices him in half. And then a cloud of smoke comes out of him, and out of the smoke, the floating disembodied head of Reeves. This is a warning. Turn back now. And then dissipates. I'm like, really? He took the time to install a floating hologram in the robot, knowing they'd cut it in half, and it would come and it would smoke, so that he could do the hologram in the smoke, and recorded just turn away, no, and then, come on, or it's like, I mean, that's when Tsunade could have been there. Say, hey, boss, you could just put a bomb in there. And now, from the crazy evil genius standpoint, it makes sense, but I just don't know if the technology's there. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and
I don't. Yeah.
Let's talk about evil genius. Evil genius making sense part. I have the same love for this bad guy that I did for Bela Lugosi in the Murders in the Rue Morgue. As far as
okay.
As far as all right, look at it on the surface. They eventually find this weird Roman throne room in his compound, whatever you want to call it, and they find all the papers. Like, oh wait,
fortress.
He's got these documents declaring him like a god king. He's going to go back to Rome and become a ruler. And so, and immediately I'm like, wait a minute. So you're going to go back in time to Rome, walk up to whoever in Rome and say, look, I'm your god king. I've got documents to prove it. And then there's oh, okay, you're our ruler now. Now you're ruling Rome. I don't care if you've got a super magic suit. You're not doing that.
No, you're definitely not.
You're not doing it. It's not happening. You might
Excuse
scare
me.
the first 10 or 20 people that you like, do your little slideshow for, but Caesar alone was taken down by a bunch of friends with daggers. All it's going to take is one in the back of your fucking neck. I don't care how many little lasers you can shoot and stuff. It's an insane plan, which makes perfect sense for an insane villain.
He really thinks it's going to work.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. In the course of, because I forgot about that part of it from a kid. I'm rewatching it, and I went from like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard to, but I could totally buy him thinking that.
I'm going to be the ruler of the world.
He's already cutting off his own body parts and putting robot pieces on it. It's like, yeah, I invented a time machine. And so, yeah, I mean, because I'm running through my head. All right, I have a time machine and I'm evil. I'm going to go back and I'm going to amass all the wealth. I can go back and I can buy land up ahead of time. I can become a ruler here and now. All of this is so much easier. It would take less time to do. I could go back and just give myself, there's like 1,000 different things I could do. None of them is as complicated as going back and trying to take over ancient Rome. But I'm not a megalomaniac scientist with a new robot body. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the fact that he thinks he's going to do that, and especially that he went through the trouble of getting documents stating as much.
Right.
That's the kicker to the whole thing. I mean, obviously it's a plot point so they can tell what his plan is, but just the idea is, and again, I want to see these conversations with Tanada. I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to take over Rome. But they already have leaders in Rome, sir. How are you going to do that? So, well, I'll have my robot body and I'll zap and that. But sir, I mean,
going to zap his balls.
So no matter how many balls you zap, 500 people with swords, they'll easily overtake you. And arrows and stuff. So you're not thinking, you can maybe you'll beat the Mandroid with that, but not, All right. I'll take them proof that I'm the ruler, and that'll be the what? What do you mean proof? I mean, I'll get documentation that says so. Okay. That's a good idea. I'll do a rough draft for you.
He ain't never coming back.
How do you like this? You just say ruler. I think God King is more like what I'm going for. God King. Oh, I'll put that in the second draft. That's a good idea. And I'm going to stop there before my accent gets any more racist.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna stop you. I just want to.
Yes, honorable Mr. Reeves. Oh.
Yeah, I still have family members that still refer to people as like Charlie Chan and.
Ironically, they're talking about Jewish people, so I don't get that.
Well, yeah.
I thought of you the other day. What movie was it?
Oh no! Oh no!
I was watching something and they. Oh, Joey. I can't think of it now. It was so bad, though. It was so bad. The Italians.
Of course it was.
Yeah, and it's not funny. It's only funny to me now because I can't remember what it was. But it was bad. It was bad. It's like, I know. If only Joey was here.
If only I was there.
Yeah. I love the fan part, and again, I love the whole idea that he's to take over Rome. It's a great.
Now, I mean, do we want to go all the way to the end and talk about what they tried to do? They actually opened this up for a sequel.
No.
Sure, didn't they leave the end open ended?
No. How was it?
I actually didn't get to see the last 15 minutes of the movie. I know. I'm working on my memory here.
All right, let me recap for you.
Okay, let's do this.
They sneak around the back and find the little Roman room and discover that his plan is to go back to Rome and become the God King.
Right.
And then Fontana sets off the alarms, trying to steal something because he's an idiot. Meanwhile, Mandroid has taken the stealthy approach by going to the front gate and screaming, "Reeves, let me in! I've come for you!" So they let him in. They do a bunch of shooting and stuff. He brings out the people as hostages. He has, do you want to play some football? Open up this giant laser to shoot Mandroid with. Ninja guy throws a star into it and it disintegrates football guy. Fighting ensues. Then Caesar Mark II comes out and starts shooting the place up. Kills Mandroid. Puts everybody else in a shrinking laser bubble, but then Mandroid gets up and sacrifices himself to absorb the shrinking laser bubble before it shrinks and lasers the ninja, the scientist, and Fontana.
Okay.
So they run inside, and this is actually, I think this is exactly what I want to do for my 3 martini matinee reviews, except
Okay.
I'm not drunk. So the 3 remaining people run inside, and there's evil Dr. Reeves. He sees them coming, but instead of shooting them because he's all powerful, just climbs in his, escapes into his old time machine. It disappears just as they get there, and the scientist is like, "Oh, I can't stop it. I can't stop it. He's made it to Rome. See the numbers dialing down because time travel is so exact that we can count down where he is in transit in time." And Fontana's like, "Damn it! I knew I should have learned computer programming," and punches a keyboard, and it fucks everything up and sends them back to and I'm not even exaggerating, 400 billion BC. Like that's the number they give. It's like 4. He sent him to 4 because 2 million BC would have been too soon. So he gets out of the time
like
machine.
the Earth was still cooling at that point.
And I guess because one, just in case somebody was there to actually bring him back in time when he lands, because the rocks are uneven because it's back in prehistoric time, the time machine base breaks. So even if somebody fixed the time machine over there to bring him back, and he happened to be sitting in the time capsule waiting, they wouldn't do it because he moved. Yeah. And so he gets out and sees lava everywhere and goes, "No!" And then everybody laughs and they do a TV freeze frame of them laughing.
Oh. I thought, was there something after the credits?
No. I didn't wait through after the credits, but they didn't do that back then. Did they?
They kind of did.
I will check now while we're talking, but I'm pretty sure they did not.
Why did I think that they opened it up for a sequel?
Because you were 8 when you watched it, and you didn't watch it this after challenging me to it.
No, I did watch it. I did watch it up until literally the last 10 or 15 minutes.
So you didn't watch it then. You half watched it, which is not watching.
No, I 95% watched it.
That's more like 80%.
I watched everything but literally... Jesus Christ, man. Literally everything but literally everything but the last 10 minutes. So what do you got for me?
This motion picture is protected under laws of the United States and other countries. Yeah, there's nothing.
Okay, fine. All right, my mistake.
No, there's nothing.
Okay, so going with that, do we want to go ahead and rate this movie? Are we done?
I think so. I added. Let me double check my notes. I'm pretty sure I mentioned everything I wanted to. Yeah, I mentioned that. Inventing teleportation. No Mexicans in Mexico. Yep, we called that. Nut shots are uncalled for. Caveman arrows sound like lasers. Eliminators just wandered on the set of Megaforce. Mandroid tank. Yeah, I covered. I'm good with everything I mentioned.
Okay, so let's do your favorite thing is the demographic. Currently rated at 4.2 on IMDb.
With a measly 1,218 user reviews.
Yeah, and I bet IMDb staff hasn't even done this one.
Wow, this is interesting. It's got 12% 10-star ratings.
Wow, that's just people. That's just some people fucking around.
That's the children of the '80s saying, "Fuck yeah, this was the best film ever."
It's the best drinking game / movie ever.
Now, this
drink every time they say Mandroid.
The Mandroid. Now, I've mentioned before the reverse horseshoe is kind of my gauge for a cult film. This almost fits the category because if you look at 2 through 9, it's got your typical horseshoe arc where it peaks in the middle, where 13% gave it a 4 rating, and then it kind of trails off. But at the very ends, you've got 12% giving it 10 and 13% giving it a 1. So this film kind of fits that cult status where you have 25% of the people watching this film either loved it or hated it.
Yeah, that's...
All right. Only one person under the age of 18 has watched this film and reviewed it, and they gave it 1 star.
That's probably their boyfriend made them watch it.
And if you're listening, fuck you.
And they felt so strongly that they had to actually come to IMDb, make an account, and rate it.
And you know, with a strong female lead, no girl under the age of 18 has any right giving this film 1 star with a strong female lead in it. Like, what's her name?
Denise Crosby.
That's what I said. Now,
That's right.
other than that, it's the demographics are just kind of sad all along the lines.
Right.
There's no high points. The highest point is males aged 30 to 44. That would be us at 4.4%. And if you ignore the one underage teenage little bitch,
Oh my God!
the lowest demographic is females aged 18 to 29 at 2.8. Apparently, Mandroids and Ninjas aren't teenage girl fare.
Mm-hmm.
Could have fooled me with all the sales of fucking Japanimation going out with manga. You go to the manga aisle. Tell me how many guys you see reading those comics. No, but apparently there are no teenage girls out there that can dig the Mandroid and the Ninja, which should have been a TV show.
The Mandroid and the Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could have came on, after Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yeah, and actually, and between the
No,
the
I'm sorry.
Japanese
That's a movie. I'm thinking Jake and the Fat Man.
Do you think Jack and Batman or BJ and the Bear? Now, and just think of the two actors, the two characters. You have the Japanese actor whose English is a second language, so he doesn't emote that well, and the robot with no emotion at all. And they're your stars.
Yeah. There's fucking tag team of emotion there.
Also known as the Monotone Show.
Yeah.
His delivery, Conan Lee's delivery in this is worse than Gymkata. Really?
Yeah. No, that's...
There's the one part where it says, we should camp down here and then and then figure out what our plan is for the morning. You have no idea what you just said, do you? You're reading that off the cue card. That's just... Someone wrote that out for you phonetically. You have no idea what you're saying. It's and I'm only joking, of course, obviously, but it's just when you watch something like this,
kind of not.
Kind of not, but it's just because English as a second language, you don't know where the stresses are.
Correct.
It's such a languages are so different.
Syllables mean nothing.
And I have one complaint about the trailer. Every now and then you'll watch a film.
Just one?
Well, all right, one specific one.
Okay.
Every now and then you'll watch a film where there's a part from the movie that could have been the trailer itself. Perfect example is the movie The Mummy.
Right, okay.
There's that one scene where you get the wide desert and the guy sitting up on the dune with the umbrella, and Brendan Fraser walks up to him with the guys with him. Says, well, what's the plan? Says, fly, defeat the villain, save the girl, and fly into almost certain death. It's like, all right, let's go. That's your opening for the trailer. It's fucking perfect. That's the trailer. This movie had 2 of them. One with Fontana and one with Do You Want to Play Some Football guy. Where, Fontana's like, I don't understand what's going on. Everything was great, but then, now I figure I'm looking for some treasure, but now I've got the robot, and I got a Mandroid, and then the
Ninja.
And I got Kung Fu. What's going on here? That should have been in the fucking trailer. Then when Do You Want to Play Some Football, before the nut shot, he was like, what happens? Says, well, there was this guy named Fontana, and he was with this guy who he was with the Mandroid, and they were coming after us. It's like he explained it all too. Both of those should have been in the fucking trailer. It should have been that and the from Paramount Pictures or MGM, whatever the fuck. It's like that was it. They described the movie, both of them, and wasn't there even a line? I saw this in a movie once. How come that's not in the trailer?
It is.
That part is?
I'm pretty sure it is. Almost positive.
Well, the other 2 parts should have been in there.
The other 2 are definitely not, but...
Definitely not.
No. The other part where he's talking about that, he's like, what is this, a comic book? That's in the trailer, too. Not in the beginning, though.
He says, what is this, a comic book? But he doesn't say the other part where he...
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
They didn't do it right.
They didn't do it in the order that was approved by Scott Wilson.
That's right, goddamn.
2 of the 3 are in the trailer.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. I think you're lying.
I played it at the beginning of the show. Two of the
I
three
know.
things that you're griping about are actually in the trailer.
I was listening, but I don't think they were in there properly. All right.
All right. So what are we rating this? It's currently at 4.2.
Yeah.
I'm actually 5. Really?
I'll go 6.
No.
Dude, all right, hold on.
Wait. 5 means it's average.
I think this film's above average.
Stop.
I'm not kidding.
Obviously, you're not.
Now, the plot is not that bad. It's standard. The movie flows. There's a couple of logic flaws, but nothing major. Mostly about staffing man hours and, motivations of a mad scientist. As a kid's film, I put this up against any kids' film from the 80s as being better done.
Better?
Yes. My vote is 6 stars.
We're not doing 6.
Excuse me?
We're not. First of all, I almost had a problem with 5. You think I'm going up a star now?
12% of the people that watched this film, 151 people rated this 10 stars.
Those people are what I like to call stupid.
All right. The highest demographic, 166.
Listen. I'm going to just make this easy.
Okay.
We're going with 5 stars. I'll give you 5. Take the 5.
All right. I'll give you 5. How about that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have the time or the energy to try and talk it down from 5. Okay,
No, you don't. That's
I really don't. Not after today. I've had a hell of a day.
Nope. 5 it is.
5 it is.
Yes. And I'm gonna find that little 14-year-old punk and tell her what's for.
Kick
Give
her
it
ass.
1 star. How does it feel to be the only girl under the age of 18 to give the movie 1 star? Jerk face.
Jerk face.
Don't take me there. Wrong show for that.
I'm not gonna do it.
All right. But
yes. Next week, Saving Christmas, because Kirk Cameron, that's what he's gotta do. I gotta do it, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, episode 191. Thank you for joining us as always.
Thank you.
You can go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. You can download all of our shows there. You can listen to the show right from the website. You can watch the show live every Thursdays, all Thursdays at 8 o'clock. You can go to iTunes and download the show there, or you can listen to the show from iTunes as well. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. You can go to our Tumblr page at Moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. You can also you can go to our leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470.
It would be so much easier if we had bookends recorded for this. It
really would. It really would. Maybe we'll do that over the Christmas break, because I'll be off for a couple of weeks this month going into New Year's.
There's an idea.
Yeah, maybe not. If you want to email us, the address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you want to download the free Android app, please go ahead. And also, if you noticed, if you go on iTunes or your Android phone, if you go to the website, I now have a mobile version of our website.
Fuck yeah!
The Moviesucktastic podcast player is still in the works. It's coming soon, but the mobile version is there. I haven't gotten the right HTML5 player yet because it can't be Flash-based. That's all too technical. I'm sorry.
But if you get the app, you can play the podcast right from the app.
That's right, right from there. But you can also do the mobile version, and soon you'll be able to do it from that as well. And that about does it. Do you have any words of wisdom for us, Mr. Wilson?
Yes. You're the one that needs a body job.
All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. We will be reviewing Saving Christmas.
I fucked that one up.
I wasn't going to go there. I was just going to let you have it.
Does not compute.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Yeah. What is this, a comic book? You fucking wish.
Are you ready for the football?
I don't know why you keep calling him that. Just because he's just fat. That's all it is.
He looks like the guy. It might be
it's because he's overweight and he's got a beard. That's it.
You're not slowing right out. See, now you did it.
But you did it.
No, it was you.